Welcome back to Newsday. An appeal court sitting in Jos Plateau State capital has upheld a High Court judgment that Joshua Ubandoma remains the chairman of Langtang North local government area of the state. Ubandoma of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) had approached the State High Court, Jos, in 2021 to challenge the conduct of the local government election in his area by the Plateau State Independent Electoral Commission (PLASIC) when his tenure had not elapsed, and asked that he be allowed to complete his tenure in office. It will be recalled that PLASIC and the state government had declared the said seat vacant and conducted an election in October 2021 to pave way for an All Progressives Congress candidate, Zulfa Rimvan, to be elected as the council chairman. The High Court ruled that Ubandoma's tenure had not elapsed at the time of the said election, but the defendants appealed the court's decision. However, the appeal court on Friday dismissed the suit filed by PLASIC, which sought to oust him from office, insisting that the High Court was right in its judgment. Joshua Ubandoma joins us now to speak to us about the appeal court judgment on his council chairmanship and what he expects in the coming days. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. What more can you tell us about this appeal court ruling?
Thank you. I want to join you. I welcome you. And everything that you said was right. The appeal court squashed the appeal of the Plateau State government and the PLASIC Attorney General, and then the ministry said there was no vacancy. I should be returned back to my office. But as it is, I haven't got access to the office yet because the order and the judgment will soon be ready a month from now. Then I will take it to the police for enforcement. Because the last time I got the judgment from the lower court, I was privileged to get into the office, but the police said I cannot enforce the judgment on my own. They have to be done to enforce the judgment. So I hit to their plea, and then I came out of the office thinking they would do the needful. But as it is, they did not. The impostor was allowed back into the office and stayed for over 6 months now. Now that I've gotten this judgment, I needed to take the judgment to the police for enforcement, but I'm still waiting. Any moment from now, I'll get the judgment. I haven't heard anything from the state government yet.
Well, I'm sure you're quite elated to have this judgment in your favor. Can you tell us what you plan to do with this next year that you have in office to complete your tenure?
Yeah, I think this. I was quite elated because it's a victory for democracy. The rule of law must prevail. That's what I'm doing. My governor is a lawyer, so he understands he's not going to subvert the will of the majority, will of the people. An elected person should be allowed to continue his term in office. I hope what has happened now, they will learn the lesson from it and know that democracy has come to stay in Nigeria, even at the lowest level of the local government judge where we are. So I'm very excited because it's a test for democracy and it's a victory for democracy. So today, if I'm privileged to get back to the office, I think I only have some few months in the office, which I should be able to concentrate on those things that I've been doing, because I've done a lot within my short period of my most turbulent period in office, because I'm one of the chairmen that have gone through a lot of difficulties. Starting from the election in 2018, I won. I was not privileged to get into the office until 2019. After 2019, my tenure was not over. I was still removed in the office. I went to court. This is my 7th time of going to the court, and the court has been graciously favored to me always, because mine issue is constitutional matter. I don't know what next action they're going to take, but I think I'm ready to go to any length to ensure that the cause of democracy is defended. But for my tenure in office, yes, I have a lot to do, which I am yet to complete. My people believe that I must complete their mandate because they elected me for 3 years mandate, and I have to complete the mandate. So I'm poised to complete their mandate, despite all the turbulence. But I can assure you it's going to be a success. That's why we don't want to take laws into our hands. We choose to go by the rule of law and then follow the cost of justice to get our mandate back, which we have been following. So we are appealing to the state government to respond and then obey what the court has said, because it is a declaratory judgment that there's no need an execution. But with the way it is, They wanted me to delay it and wait for execution. They can appeal, they can go to Supreme Court, but they should do that outside the office. I can't be outside the office now anymore. I've waited for how many months? It's still counting within my period. So I can assure you that after getting the demand, the order, I'll move into the office and do the needful for the people. So there won't be much difficulty by His grace.
So, sir, just quickly, because we don't have much time, please tell us, will you run again? And do you think voters will be sympathetic to your cause?
Yeah, I think most of the voters are sympathetic. They are the ones that are clamoring for me not to abandon their mandate. And they are so excited. On Friday, you can see the jubilation within the hall, within the court premises, and in Langtang, because our people do not want oppression at all. If there's one thing people of Tarok Nation do not want is oppression. So for the fact that I was able to stand all through and keep on fighting for their right and ensure that their mandate is not shortchanged, there's a lot of excitement within the community. And peace will definitely return, because what they want is what they got. And if anybody tries to subvert this, that's where the problem will come, which I'm still appealing to them not to take laws into their hands. I will be patient for all this while we'll continue to be patient, we'll continue to be law-abiding. Anything that has to do with obeying the rule of law, I think that's what will ensure peace. But where you try now to subvert the will of the people and impose your own candidate who is not even accepted, who does not even win an election, I think you are trying to cause what will lead to anarchy. Anarchy. Once there's anarchy on the land, definitely the laws will not be respected anymore. And that's what we're trying to avoid, because if you remove a democratic elected government and you want to impose your own against the will of the people, you are calling for anarchy. And that's why we're saying the state government should treat with caution, because these people have been patient. And this electioneering year, there are things that we don't need to do. We need to allow the sleeping dog lie, so that at least everybody will enjoy this 2023 just as a Democrat, not as an as people that wants to subvert this national democracy that we're enjoying. So they are excited, and I can assure you the position we're taking is what will make them to continue to uphold the rule of law.
Well, thank you so much for joining the discussion with us this afternoon, Joshua Lavin Ubandoma, and all the best with your endeavors.